Today, we're going to talk about a new way to communicate with AI. It's a simple mental tool called the STP Dictionary, and it's all about translating your ideas into commands that an AI will actually understand perfectly on the very first try.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're literally arguing with your AI? You know exactly what you want it to do, but you just can't seem to get on the same page. It feels like you're speaking two completely different languages, and man, is it frustrating. I bet that sounds familiar. Well, this whole frustrating back and forth actually has a name. It's called the fishing problem. It's that exact moment when you know what you want, but you just can't find the right words to make the AI do it. So you end up kind of casting your line over and over again, just hoping it'll finally get what you mean.
Okay, so let's walk through it. It usually starts with something really simple, maybe even a little vague. You've got this long, messy transcript from a meeting, and you just want the highlights. So you type in the first thing that comes to mind. Summarize this. And what do you get back? You get a perfectly fine, but completely useless generic paragraph. I mean, sure, it's a summary, but it's not the one you needed. It totally missed the point. So you try to fix it, right? You get a little more specific. You type, no, that's not it. Just give me the decisions we made. You're getting closer, sure, but you're still reacting. You're still trying to steer the ship after it's already left the harbor. And just like that, you've gone back and forth 3 times, you've wasted your time, and you've burned through a bunch of tokens. That right there is the fishing expedition, and it is just a terrible way to get things done.
Okay, so here's the big secret. This is the mental shift you have to make. The solution isn't to get better at chatting with the AI. The solution is to become a better translator. We need to stop trying to have a conversation with the AI and start translating our intent for it. And that brings us right to the heart of the STP dictionary, the primitive match. Just think of it like a mental cheat sheet. It's a simple lookup table that helps you translate a vague desire, like fix this, into a super specific, powerful command that the AI is built to understand. You know, I love this analogy here. Fishing for the right words is like being in a foreign country where you don't speak the language. You're just pointing at your mouth, hoping the waiter gets that you're hungry. You might get bread, you might get water, who knows? But using the primitive match, that's like pulling out a dictionary, looking up the exact word for steak, and getting exactly what you ordered. It's all about precision. So how do we actually do this? How do we use this mental dictionary when we're in the moment? Well, it's a really simple 3-step protocol that helps you translate what you want into a precise command. Let's break it down. All right, here's the protocol. First, define. This is the most important part. You have to pause before you type and ask yourself, what specifically do I want to happen here? Second, locate the right command word, the primitive, from that lookup table. And third, execute. You just combine that primitive with your text. Define, locate, execute. Simple as that. And this right here, this is your secret weapon for step 2. This is your STP dictionary. We call it the Big 5 lookup table. It maps what you're trying to do to a precise command. So if you want to create something brand new, the word is generate. If you need to change the style but keep the meaning, that's refactor. If you just want it shorter, that's distill. This is your new vocabulary. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's actually put this protocol into action. We're going to take a couple of really common situations and see how using a primitive match completely changes the game. First up, you've drafted an angry email. Come on, we've all been there. Your goal, your desire, is to make it sound professional without watering down your main point. So you pause, you think about it. You're not asking for new content, you just want to change the form. So you check your mental dictionary, and the primitive is crystal clear. Refactor. See? Precision. Okay, here's another one. You need to find any missed deadlines buried in a super long email chain. You don't want a summary of the whole thing. Your goal is to check for specific errors or risks. So you consult your lookup table, and the right command is audit. That tells the AI to specifically scan for that one thing, and you get a targeted answer, not just another generic paragraph. So let's bring this all home. What's the big takeaway here? It's really about a fundamental shift in how you think about AI. It's about being precise in your thinking before you even start to act. So here's what I want you to walk away with. First, always, and I mean always, pause and analyze what you actually want before you start typing. Second, start building that mental map. When you think, fix this, your brain should immediately jump to refactor. When you think, make it shorter, it should jump to distill. The whole goal is to stop fishing and start using that lookup table like it's second nature.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple idea. Stop fishing, start matching.
And that leaves us with one last question. Now that you have this way of thinking, now that you have the dictionary, what are you going to command next? Because the real power isn't just in talking to the machine, it's in knowing exactly what to say.